Hello, hello, hello. It is Formula 2 time now here in Zandvoort, and it is round 12 of the Formula 2 championship. Then I got my cables all wrapped around me, which isn't very good, is it? Let me quickly go through the drivers and the teams championship, shall we? Before we get onto the race itself, and it is like this, too good to miss. Hang on, where am I? It's Troy who leads the way. Troy's not here tonight, so we got there's an opportunity for Toy Coin and R2 Beat to really reel him in, even though it's still 99 points. That's still quite a big margin from Toy Coin and Troy. R2 Beat 3 points away, then on 144 from Toy Coin is on 147. Troy on 246 at this moment in time. Luke, who's now enjoying life in Australia then for the foreseeable future, but he is in fourth in the Formula 2 Championship, 121 points to his account. Vessier then the bronze championship contender, fifth in the championship run on 113. Gamer, who's been brilliant this season, and of course sixth at the moment on 105. Serious Mushroom 3 away from the magical 100 mark, then in seventh position, and he has 40 points in front of Knowlesy on 57 points. 10 points away from Knowlesy on 47 points is Kaidal, fourth in 10th position on 39 points. Jinner in 11th on 36, then Percy on 35, and then 30 points for Martin. Reflections on 24, Sick as Muck 18, Gordo on 11th in 16th position, Vintage on 4, one for Moomin, no points for Camaro or Kaz at the moment. The team's championship, I've got 16 seconds, let's go. Team's championship, Carling leading 77 points in front of the Campos team in second position, and High Techer in third now, 44 points behind the Campos. Damser in fourth on 184 points. 155 points is the AR team. Then Virtuoso on 121. MP Motorsport on 98. 75 for Charus in 8th. Prima on 67. 65 for Trident. I am done. Fantastic stuff indeed. Let's get going for the start of the Dutch Formula 2 race. And of course, it's the sprint first, 15 laps. Then, of course, we have 20 laps for the feature race. We have one shot quali. Let's get going, shall we? Formula Woo for Nosy. And it says, oh, it's good to be back. Mr. Rage returning to action in ALR, and also returning as the Red Bull driver. Red Bull have needed him, they've wanted him, and they have got Mr. H back in that seat for gold. By the way, that was breaking news as of about earlier on today. I only found out about an hour or two ago. Fantastic news indeed there to have Mr. H back in the saddle. Red Bull are going to be loving that as well, because Red Bull have really struggled. Indigo's been doing a great job, hasn't he, in Formula 2 over the past couple of races or so, but their second driver unfortunately has been non-existent. So hopefully now Red Bull have two drivers and going to get them up the order as well. And it's been a difficult season for the Red Bull team, but Mr. Rage, great to see him back in action. Mr. Rage and Bull, I should say. Anyway, then, we've got 19 cars on the grid then for Formula 2, and hopefully my audio quality and audio stream is okay. I'm going into this one as we go into turn 1. Shout me if it's not. We are watching Moen Gurman, of course, the Season 6 champion, not just champion, world champion of ALR, back in gold as Season 6 for Gurman. I think he's also got a new internet similar to me, to be honest, actually, because I haven't got a new router yet, but my upload speed is a lot better than it has been over the past couple of days or so. So hopefully we've got better stream quality as well tonight then, as we're on board with Gurman, who's currently first. Third, now he's second, now he's went down to third then. So one shot qualifying, exactly what it says on the tin. Basically, you've got one shot to go through to get your grid position sorted. Remember that the grid position, this is the grid position for the feature race. For the sprint race, the top 10 is reversed, which means because Toy Coin, who's currently pole position, you get 2 points for pole as well. Toy Coin, who's currently on pole position at the moment, will get those 2 points, and also will be on pole position for the feature for the 20-lap race. The second race of tonight then, but unfortunately for the sprint, he will be down in 10th position then for the sprint, which is 15 laps long then. Out of final turn then for Gurman then, and Gurman then is going to be on the front row. He is indeed. His Toy Coin against another pole position for Formula 2. Magnificent stuff for him and the Campos team. Really well done indeed then As I've got cramp in my stomach. Oh dear, that's not good. We have been on a staff event today. And oh no, I'm not talking about my day. Let's talk about the race order. This is the qualifying order for the feature race, which is Toy Coin will be first then for the feature pole position. German alongside him on row one. Then we have RTB and Cirrus Mushroom in third and fourth position. Moomin in fifth with Kydal sixth, Farf seventh, Jinner eighth, ninth Vessier, Knowlesy in tenth, and he'll be on pole position then for the feature race. Nope, for the sprint race alongside Vessier. Martin, then outside the top 10 is as you were for both the sprint and the feature. Martin in 11th, Camaro 12th, Crustier T making a return tonight as well. I think Crustier T hasn't raced since season eight of ALR, so it's great to see him back. Maybe even season 7 actually. Swan Shanks, Mr. Raging Bull. I've missed the rest, but hopefully we'll look at the formation lab in just now, Jiffy. We got top 10 again. I'll take that movement and saying F2. Let's go. Aha. Knowlesy saying the bull is back. He is indeed. That's really good to see. It's good to see Crustier T back as well, who I think last raced in ALR back in season 7 when we was a part of HDE. So it's great to see Crustier T back as well. I can't remember what division he was in, if he was in like 6 or 7, because of course we did expand to 7 divisions, didn't we, on that season, which was redonkulous before we shrunk back down to just ALR. And we got Rain afoot in the sprint, and Rain in Formula 2 is a unique challenge in of its own right, because as that movement has just pointed out, it is Rain. This is going to be fun. So there's no intermediate tires in Formula 2. You go straight from the slick tire, the bald tire, there no grooves on the slick tire, right through to straight through to the wet tires, and the wet tire wear is brutal, especially when there's not much water on the circuit. This is going to be very interesting indeed then. So it's unlike a Formula 1 wet race in terms of, well, obviously water is wet, but as we got Vessier having issues getting off the start line now, that's not good. Water is wet, I suppose, but of course, so that hasn't changed in terms of the water coming from the sky, but in terms of the compounded tyre, that is what has changed. And Knowlesy then, who's pole position for the sprint race tonight, 15 laps. And how long is this rain going to last then? We are guaranteed stops in this sprint race. Normally in a sprint race, you do not have mandatory pit stops, but of course there's still no mandatory pit stops, but you're going to have to pit because these wet tyres are not going to last. I hazard a guess. Vessier in second position, coming into Skyflock in a second position. Third position is Jinner. Fourth is Farf. Fifth is Kydal. Sixth is Moomin with Cirrus Mushroom in seventh. Eighth is R2B. Ninth is Jinner. No, it isn't. Ninth is German. 10th position is Toy Coin. Now then, outside the top 10, this is for the grip position for both the sprint and the feature race. It's Martin in 11th, Camaro in 12th. Welcome back, Crustier T, who's got a very hard job tonight. Love the helmet, by the way. Who's got a very hard job tonight. He is a super sub for the championship leader, Troy. He's in 13th. Swan Shanks in a 14th position in the high-tech course, subbing in for the man who's 6th at the championship, which is Gamer. 15th position, Mr. Raging Bull, also subbing in tonight for Percy in the Felipe Drugovich, the Formula 2 champion of this season as well, back whatever it was, 2022. But Mr. Raging Bull also returned. This is the first time he's raced in a number of weeks and months, and he'll be, I think this is prep for next week in Singapore. What a race to come back to for Mr. Rage, isn't it there? Of course, hot off the press, Mr. Rage is returning to ALR as a Red Bull driver, and he's certainly he's certainly got a challenge one with the Singapore. Of course, we heard from Knowlesy last night that Singapore is 10 seconds a lap quicker, but is it still going to be the longest race on the calendar? Well, that's a worry for Sunday. However, I may not be very fruitful on Sunday, so I've got a wedding on Saturday. Cars in 16th position, Reflection 17th, Vintage 18th, Dopey Lemons disqualified, Toy Coin disqualified, Vessier and Farfos are disqualified as well. Movement. Here's Sean Bakovic, Skyflock. Haha, love it. I heard Crofty and Anthony Davison talk about it in practice at Zandvoort a couple of weeks when Formula 1 was actually at Zandvoort, and it's stuck with me ever since, and I love it. I love the word Skyflock. Also like Turn 1 in Tarzan as well. We are about to get going, hopefully, but the lights have not gone on just... Now they are! We're on board with Knowlesy, then the pole setup for the sprint. It is lights out, and it is go for F2 sprint. That is fast. Kaz, frantic and furious. And it's a very good start for Nosey. Jenner on the outside there, of course, of contact with one of the Virtuosos. I think that was Moomin there that had contact with Kaidan into Tarzan here. But Nosey leads. Second position is Vessier with Farf all over the gearbox. And Farf in the ART then, of course, going into turn 3. Then they've all gone up wide there. That would normally be the racing line of real water Formula 1, but it doesn't seem to work very well on this game. Farf has gone into Vessier, and there's cars all over the show. And my goodness me, Farf and Vessier, two big names in this race, has unfortunately had issues there, and I think Kaidel's gone off in sympathy. But I think the Farf, maybe it looks like, was he pushing? Let's take a look. I think that Farf and Vessier somehow came to blows then. I'm not sure if Vessier lost. I'm not sure if Vessier lost traction, or if Farf was just too quick coming out of turn 3. Or was Farf trying that drafting technique which they use in NASCAR? Whatever the case may be, Vessier and Farf and Kaidal. I think Kaidal's got damage as well. All of those drivers are in major peril now. Toy Coin has got past teammate Mushroom and up into 6th position there. Mushroom trying to come back up and under. It's light rain at the moment. This is not the conditions that the wet tyres are designed for. So already these tyres are going to be burning up then. It's going to be about looking after the tyres in this one. The question is about the weather as well. Here in Zandvoort there, of course, we are quite close to the sea, aren't we here? So the weather can be changed quite quickly in here. But at the moment it is light rain out there as we're on board Toy Coin. Second in the world, second in the Formula 2 Championship, of course, also a gold driver as well. Toy Coin, one of my favourite drivers on the grid at the moment. He's been superb since making his debut in ALR this season, and he has been an absolute revelation for me. He's been fantastic to see and watch, and I've loved it. Nosey leading the way then. Jinner, who of course, the last season's bronze champion, start off silver quite nicely then, but he has had troubles, hasn't he, this season, as Cars and Reflections, and we've also got Dopey Lemons there. Where is Dopey Lemons? He just snuck through past Reflections, made his way up into 11th position. Toe out for Cars, 30 for Dopey. Reflections losing 2 positions there. Also, Mr. Raging Bull is now in the 10th position. It's the top 8 that get points in this race, of course. First gets 10 points, 8th gets 1 point, and so on and so forth. And lap 2 out of 15. And I don't think Farf or Vessier or Kaidal came in the pits, actually, whilst I was waffling on then. So neither of none of those 3 boxes then. I'm sure they got damaged, and that Kaidal certainly has. I reckon that is telling me that the track will be drying up, but Vessier is going to be limping. So is Farf as well. They've all lost their end plates here. Mr. Raging Bull flying through. He's got past Martin up into 9th position, and Martin in the Dams car down into 10th position. He's going to have a look there. Of course, there's no toys on these Formula 2 machines there. Of course, there's no DRS. No ERS. And who is that going through? That is incredible there from, I think that was Swanshanks there. Look at that, Mr. Raging Bull. There is a sandwich there. Martin's off into the gravel almost. That just keeps up there, and almost Kaz going into the back of him there. Believe it or not, them two are not teammates, Kaz and Martin, even though it looks like it. Of course, Formula 2 does have a lot of Red Bull livery cars, mainly because of the Red Bull young driver. There's a lot of them in here. I think there's about 5, isn't there, or 7 along those lines. Felipe Drugovic, the Aston Martin reserve driver for this season, but it's Mr. Raging Bull who is going to be driving the Red Bull. German is now up into 2nd position. He's up 7 positions there in this race so far. Magnificent driver there from German there, flying out there at this moment in time there. Jenner dropping down to 3rd there, but Virtuosi 3rd and 4th at the moment there. Moomin and Jenner doing an absolutely splendid job out there for the Virtuosi cars. Fantastic. We're just on board with Mr. Rage once again then. Of course, he has been the topic of conversation, hasn't he, Mr. Rage Bull? It's got a bit wide there. He has been the topic of conversation, hasn't he, Mr. Rage Bull? Making a return to ALR, which is absolutely fine stuff indeed. And we have got... Jenner's off the circuit there! And it's German off the circle as well. Gerner who just got into 2nd position, and Jenner who just lost that 2nd position, and somehow they have come together, and Cirrus Mushroom has come out right in the middle of this. Oh, and Serious Mushroom went to the back of Jinner, as I'm wondering if Jinner there is struggling, and Serious Mushroom had to back off. I hope he hadn't got damage on the Campos car. And who's into turn one there? I think that is Jinner there. No, it isn't. It's Gurman there. Gurman is now gone wide there at Tarzan, which now means that Jinner's back up into 5th position. Down into 6th goes Gurman here at this moment in time. And going wide into turn number 3, I think it is. It is 3. Serious Mission, I don't think he's got damage. So now he's got Camaro, who's all over the back of his side. Camaro had a nightmare race in silver, didn't he? Unfortunately, misjudged his braking point and went to the side of Dylan there. Camaro did that, of course. Camaro very dejected after that race, wasn't he there, of course? Which just struggling at the moment. Camaro is there. All sports drivers, all sports stars, all drivers go through this. Go through this period of where they're just struggling, aren't they, with the car, where they're low on confidence, struggling with the car, cannot get the setup right, and that's what Camaro's going through at the moment. But he is a multiple pole sitter in ALR, and he's a winner in. Oh gosh, oh goodness me, oh gosh, goodness gracious me. Yes, he's a winner in in ALR as well, in bronze, and I'm sure, I don't think he's won in silver yet. Has he? Camera hasn't there, but he is a pole sitter. He has speed he has speed and talent abundance, doesn't he, Camera? But he is struggling at this moment in time in his career, and they're just coming out the final turn now. Look at this, and it's like Gurman now all over the back of Jinner once again, then on board again, and the rain is easing off, but it's not stopping yet then. All on wet tyres still out there at the moment. I am assuming that the rain's going to dry up, mainly because we had Vessier, Kaidal and Farb having issues on lap 1. None of them have come into the pits, which means that none of them's come to the pitch, which when they've all got damage, but major damage as well. So I would say that the rain is stopping, and it is almost stopping now. On board Gurman now, you can hardly see the spray on the camera these days, on the camera at this moment in time. Jinner is in major peril now. He's almost 3 seconds away from Toy Coin, and this is costing Jinner dearly. So Jinner needs to get past as they come out of Skyflock and into turn A. Knowlesy leads by 2.2 seconds. There, Knowlesy looking very strong in the other Campos. There, Gurman having a bit of a switcheroo there, moving now into 2nd position there with R2B, who's 3rd in the championship, 3rd on the road at the moment. But the man who's closest to him, the man who is very close to in the championship is Toy Coin, who's currently 2nd, who's currently 4th in the world there, 2nd in the world championship. Farf having a look at on the outside of Martin there. Martin, it's been a grueling season for Martin. He is currently in 13th position. Make that 14th now. Swanshanks and Dopey. Dopey is not been. Oh, Swanshanks gone wide there, and he went onto the gravel there, lost momentum there. So now Dopey has the advantage here. Rain has stopped. Rain has stopped, and you can see it from the onboard footage that we're on board with now. Swanshanks on the outside goes Dopey, Lemons there. Toy Coin is at the fast up of the race there. Indigo, hello to you, Indigo. There's Indigo in the comments as well. Jinner's into the pits very early on then, and look at how quick they come out then for the Virtuosi team, and he stops on his marks there. Soft Tars is going on for the Virtuosi then, in and out, shaking all about then, as his wing is flashing. I think it's a bit early though, to be honest. I know what else is coming in the pits. I'm very good, Indigo. Hope you're well. Of course, Indigo, I think Indigo missed Sunday's race. In Italy, because he wasn't very well, unfortunately, Indigo. So hopefully you're feeling better, my good man. Of course, Indigo had a nightmare race around here as well, didn't he, in Zandvoort, because he didn't pick a setup. He had basically the Belgian setup all around here. That's not the setup you really want around your tour. So hats off to Indigo. Not particularly a fan of this track, if you know what I mean. Then Indigo said. Unfortunately, I think I've just mentioned it on stream. I think I just mentioned it, Indigo. But yeah, but that was mainly down to the setup configuration you had on the car. We're just watching. And as Moomin has now got a queue behind him, which involves DRS has been enabled, which involves R2B and Toy Coin 2nd and 3rd in the championship. They are now 3rd and 4th on the road. They're just in a flash of blue. That is Knowlesy in red 5. He's got the Nigel Mansell red 5 number. Knowlesy outside. He looks like Nigel Mansell as well. I'm sure that Knowlesy can get a tash on the go, and he'll be a spitted image. I'm still home, so yeah. Oh, so that's not good at all there for Indigo, but hopefully. And look at all the drivers going to the pits already. Moomin and Knowles here both going to the pit. Oh, Knowles has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits there. The man who's a 3-time Grand Prix winner in ALR Gold. And unfortunately, he's on the hard tyres as well, Knowles is. Whilst Moomin's gone soft. That is disappointing for Knowlesy. And the man with 3 Grand Prix wins to his name there for Knowlesy. And unfortunately, he's going to be kicking himself on that one because that is a very disappointing error indeed there. But Knowlesy's out right behind his super sub teammate, which is Crustier T, who is back in ALR, which is good to see. Movement is going on soft tires. Hard tires for Gerben. Soft for Mushroom. Jinner has been out on soft tires for a lap. He was the earliest driver to come in the pit. He has lost time, I think, because look, Mushroom is out in front of him here, and Jinner and Gerber is in almighty scrap. Then Kaidal set the fast up the race. Kaidal is still on the wet tyres near the back of the field there. This track, I think, should probably dry out quite quickly around here. But let's see how this one transpires. I think it was probably a lap too early to go on the onto the slick tyres. There is Toycoin. Now look up the inside. Look at that, RGB giving Toycoin just about a Campos with good stuff indeed there. It's easily done, unfortunately, arriving at a fast speed in the pit lane like Sam for. Unfortunately for Alex, it is indeed, is there. I think it's there's also a lot of driver chatter about the pit in Italy as well, of course, which is where Formula 1 had just been. So into the pits, now comes the 2 race leaders. And now let's take a look. Oh, and Toycoin has just gone into the barrier. So the Perez now, I think, flying into the pits. Hopefully he hasn't damaged the wing here of the Campos. Looking for his mechanics. There they are as he comes into the pits now. I don't know how that wing is still intact. That's impressive. They make him strong in the old Campos area, don't they? He's out of the pits now. Hard tires for both the race leaders. And Knowlesy with that 5-second penalty. Look at that. Knowlesy has come absolutely judged that to perfection here. And Movement is going to be out in front of... Yes, he is. Look, there he is then. That's great stuff indeed. There's no intermediate tyres, and F2 Indigo say no, there's not. There's a big step between the wets and the slick tyres, and that's what's caused all kinds of shenanigans over the course of the season. No intermediate tyres in F2, which is really, to be fair, it's actually made a lot of really good racing action, to be fair, but it's caused all kinds of headache for the driver and cost. Serious Mushroom and Knowlesy actually in Austria and possibly in Australia as well. Both drivers falling foul of that and picking up punches as well because wet tyres, because there's not much water on the circuit. The wet tyres take an absolute thrashing, don't they? So you usually have to have more. Usually on the wet tyres in F2, you probably need more than one stop to be honest, but luckily it's dried out here. So we have gone from the wet tyres straight for the slicks end. We've got hard tyres and hard tyres and soft tyres out there. We've still got wet tyres for both the Prima cars, so I don't think the Prima have paid their bill, have they, for the dry tyres yet? Kaidal in 16th, Kaz in 19th position, and both drivers said not switching to the slick tyres yet, and the track looks quite dry to me at this stage of proceedings. Moving all over the back of Noel. Well, I say all over the back. He's not really all over the back yet, is he? But I think Crustier T is all over the back of Martin here. And look at as they go into the chicane of turn 11 and 12. Crustier T, who is now unfortunately going to lose a position, I think. There he is, and a Swanshanks on the inside into turn 13. That's going to be a bit precarious here. Swanshanks on the outside. Is that invalidation? An invalid overtake. I think it is. Swanshanks gives the position back as Crustier T back in a 40 position. Only 2 drivers have penalties at the moment. One of them is Swanshanks. Kaidal finally comes into the pit, and a 5-second penalty as well for unfortunately for Kaidal. Similar issue to Knowlesy. Look at the front, and this is where it is then. So the Nigel Mansell-esque Knowlesy leading the way in the car in the red 5 here. Williams livery car driving the Logan Sargent car, and then we got Movement, who is all over the back in the Virtuosi car. There he is then. Movement is, goodness me, look at this, he's all over him like a rash. He is on the soft tyres, 9 out of 15 here. Can Movement get his first ever race win in ALR, and first ever race win in Formula 2? He's on the outside. Knowlesy there, just keeping him at bay. R2 beat 3 seconds of back at the moment. German has lost out. Serious Mushroom also flying on those soft tyres as well. So the soft runners may have pulled off an absolute worldie in this one. We'll soon find out. Now Movement's going to have DRS here. Movement then, of course, another newest driver to ALR this season. And of course, great to see him doing well. We're on board with Movement, and he takes the lead. And he also gets fast up as well for an exclamation mark. And Movement leads the Dutch Grand Prix. Serious Mushroom flying as well. Jinner, Camaro, Mr. Rage, all on the soft tyres. This may come back to bite him in the actual race itself. But for now, it's looking good. Fantastic reflections also sets fast up in the race as well. Rules for ALRs: you can get as long as you finish in the points. As long as you finish in the points, you're able to get. It's Martin now has lost 2 positions. Or has he? Then he's back in front of Crustier T. As Crustier T looks like he's gone wide down, dropped down into 17th position now. Unfortunately for Crustier T, that's unfortunate. Best right at the back of the field at the moment. Moomin leads, almost a second in front of Nosey. He needs to get out this DRS detection zone. Whilst the tires are soft bed, R2B has now got a second and a half behind. Nosey is struggling at this moment. Toy Coin and R2B is catching up, and there's Mushroom in the background as well. And then we have Gurman. So Nosey is going to be looking over his shoulder now, isn't he? There he is then in the Campos. No, it's not the Campos, it's the Carling. In the Carling, I'll get there eventually. How could I forget Carling? Goodness gracious me. Then again, I'm more of a Thatcher's well, no, what am I think I'm a Cockenberg drinker these days, aren't I? Because I've got a bit soft in my old age. Moomin is going faster, and then R2B is going faster, and then Serious Mushroom's going faster as well. Goodness me, it's a lottery of fast laps at the moment there as we go down into Tarzan. Nosey is now the cork in the bottle, which does consist of R2B, Toy Coin, and Serious Mushroom. Farfus at the fast lap of the race there, down in 30th position for Farfus. Him and Vestier came to blows on the opening lap there, which will definitely be on the minds for both drivers. I am sure of it. Swanshanks has passed Martin and up into 15th position there. I am wondering if the hard tires may come back into fruition for this race, and maybe Nosey R2B as yellow flags there. What has happened? Well, I don't know actually. It's that yellow flag is coming gone almost almost quickly. We've seen it, and now Nosey's got white there and going on the inside. It's R2B. He's got up DRS, and he has so much more pace at this moment compared to Nosey, and he's going for it. He's having a look there. There's 4 laps to go. Make that 3. He is through. Serious Mushroom is also through. Passes no, he isn't. Toy Coin is still in front of the moment there, and I'm wondering if there's going to be any team orders in the Campos. It's very rare to see in Formula 2 team orders, but however, we got a slight different Formula 2, haven't we? Of course, Farf gets a 3-second penalty. In terms of ALR, a lot of these drivers are already racing in Formula 1 already then, so they've already they're just proving themselves in different machinery. But still, I was expecting maybe Toy Coin to maybe help Serious Mushroom out here. So Mr. Raging Bull fastest up for the race and a go to get that bonus point at the moment. Well, Mr. Raging Bull is one position out of the points at the moment. Nosey has dropped down to 4th position now. Remember, he's got that 5-second penalty, which will be, if he doesn't pit again, which will be added to the end of his race time here. Gap at the front, 3.2 seconds, and 2 movement on R2B. Then they flick past me now into Skyflock. Can Moomin do it? And I think he's going to be under a lot of pressure, isn't he? Moomin, of course, very new to growing for racing in the ALR trim. But my goodness me, there's an impressive drive tonight from Moomin. He has gone to the soft tyres there. A lot of drivers went on, most drivers went on soft tyres. But R2B, Toy Coin, Nosey, Gurman there, very much a who's who at Grand Prix racing, have gone on to the hard tyres. And I thought that might have been a very bad call then. As Eddie Van Peterson said, very nice, Rick. Thank you very much. Now, as into 13 and 14 as well. I'm not sure who Rick is, but I love it. Out to 14 as well, on the bank, 14. Moomin leads still. R2B is still second there. Third is Toy Coin, and Nosey in 4th position at the moment. Mushroom is 2/10 of a second behind Nosey. I think he's going to have an advantage going down into turn 1. Here is Mushroom. Nosey is getting the DRS toe off of Toy Coin here. Toy Coin is actually got no DRS at all from R2B. Is now in 2nd position now. Serious Mushroom's got a great purchase there out of Tarzan here. Look at the cars in the background, and Nosey's heart is going to be sinking if he can see that line of cars in his wing mirrors. These wing mirrors is as useful as a chocolate fire guard, but I suppose they have to build the car anyway. Lap 13, 2.5 seconds the gap is now. We've got 3 laps to go of this sprint race here in Formula 2 as we're into Skyflock once again. Serious Mushroom all over the back of Nosey. He's got 4th position, but I think that Serious Mushroom would like to get 3rd position here. Like to get third position there, so he needs to get past Nosey ASAP because look, German's now all over the back of Mushroom. Mushroom there struggling to get past Nosey. Nosey there just following his racing line, and he's almost out of DRS range, which are being music to the ears of Serious Mushroom, but maybe not, doesn't need to worry about that. He is through. Nosey's got issues. There's problems there for the Carling team, no, for the Campos team. Nosey's in peril. Oh no, and Nosey's bad luck in this race is absolutely... Oh, it's a very heartbreaking for Red 5, isn't it? There's something wrong with Knowles' car then. After a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane, now technical gremlins then on the Campos. However, luckily for Knowles, it's happened when he's got a 5-second penalty. So I suppose that's a bit of consolation there, but that is not ideal at all for Knowles, is it? And both Campos are currently not scoring any points now. Knowles in 9th position, Crusher T down in 15th position there. Knowles, who started on pole position then for the sprint race, now it's gone a bit Pete Tong in this one. Look, now Movement leads this race, and can Movement get his first ever race win in ALR in Formula 2? Mushroom having a look over his shoulder there because German is now on the ascendancy. Is these soft tires being stretched to the limit of their performance? Vesser's got a 3-second penalty down in 19th position. A miserable day then for Vesser. Unfortunately, yellow flag then, and who is that for? It is for Vesser, who is crawling, and I think that the high-tech car might be coming in to call it a day in the sprint, but luckily Vesser I think is on the front row of the grid for the feature race coming up in just a jiffy, but that's a nightmare race for Vesser out of the Grand Prix. Sorry, out of the sprint race. Goodness gracious me. Here's Movement. Of course, this is going to be his first race win in Formula 2. His first race win ever in ALR as well. Back on board with German, who's got numerous race wins in bronze, silver and gold. Then the first man to ever win the silver and gold world championships in ALR. I'm not sure if he's ever won a race in Formula 2. I'm going to get out my book, but I don't think he has, to be honest. And I don't think he's ever won a race in the 100% event league, which we held last season either. But German has basically done it all in all kinds of disciplines, hasn't he? The world champion German has there. This season, technical Gremlins has very much marred this season. German has there. He's got a lot of retirements this season, but most of them are not his fault. Then I'd say about 7 of those 9 retirements has come down to the issues of the technical issues that he experienced. But hopefully he's got those issues to one side now, and he can now focus on the rest of the season and hopefully build for a very excited season 10 of ALR. We're just watching. Oh, I'm sweating. We're just watching Moomin at the moment. We're on board now with the Virtuosi car, and Moomin then on course. And this is his first race win of his career in ALR. It doesn't matter what discipline, whether that's bronze, silver, gold in Formula 1 or Formula 2. He has never won a race. However, Moomin has drove a superlative Grand Prix here in the sprint now, and of course the Virtuosi car out of turn 14, and Moomin is going to win the sprint race here in Zandvoort. What a drive for Moomin Ninja. He wins the sprint here in Zandvoort, his first ever race win of his ALR career, and what a moment it is there for Moomin. Brilliant job indeed. He is going to be overjoyed with that result. Then also a 5-second penalty, which doesn't serve that. He got that car home in 11th position there, but a nightmare race there for Nosey. R2 beat second with Toy Coin in third. Serious Russia in fourth position. I might be a bit disappointed with that. Serious Russia with fifth. German Jenner in sixth position. Camera seventh. Mr. Rating 4 on his return to ALR Racing is in eighth position. So we have for that Kaz just outside the points at ninth. And Favre salvages a top 10 after a messy opening stage of the race. Movement, yes, indeed, yes, my good, indeed, yes, for Moomin who won the race today. Brilliant performance there for Moomin. Absolutely magical stuff. And let's take a final classification. Well, no, we ain't going that fast because Moomin is doing a jumping for joy, waving to the crowd. That is his first win in Formula 2, his first win of an ALR. Magnificent stuff indeed. What a drive indeed then, and also got the strategy to perfection there. However, is that going to come back to Horn's movement later on in this one? Of course, and the other drivers that use soft tires in this race, we'll find out then. But Virtuoso is going to not be too worried about that at the moment. There's a all hug on the podium here, and a lot of celebrations here. Whilst the men who are second and third in the championship, are Toy Coin and Archie Beat, finished second and third on the road in this sprint race as well. And home in on Troy ever so slightly. Let's take a final look at the classification chart from the sprint race, and here it is. Here it is. Moving first race win of their career. Fantastic. In Formula 2 or Formula 1. Magnificent. R2B gets second today with Toy Coin in third position. Sirius Mushroom in fourth. Fifth is Gurman with Jenner in sixth position. Seventh is Camaro. Eighth is Mr. Raging Bull. Great. And also gets 2 points there. One point for eighth position. 1 point for fastest lap. Kaz in ninth. 10th is Farf. Knowlesy technical groundments and a 5-second penalty for the pit lane infringement in 11th. Dopey Lemons in 12th. Reflections 13th. Vestier 14th. Crusher T returns to ALR in 15th. Martin 16th, so One Shank 17th, Kaidal 18th, Vestier, the only driver out of the race, and after a nightmare race when him and Favre came to blows on the opening lap here in Zandvoort. I must say that we have picked an absolutely disgraceful weekend here in Formula 2, haven't we, to return to Zandvoort. Of course, this race is happening a week later than originally scheduled then, because we was meant to be on the same calendar format as Formula 1, but of course we delayed this, didn't we? And we're going to have the extra race which we're behind, which I think is in Italy or Singapore, will take place when we got the week's break then, which is coming up in I think it's a week just after Singapore, of course. So it is for the United States Grand Prix. But yeah, absolutely appalling weather out there at the moment now. Nice movement. Serious Rush saying that Mr. H, I'll take fast lap. Rain again, no way. Thank you, Mushroom. Hello from Kaz as well. Yes, it is rain again. That it looks heavier than what it did in the sprint, but only marginally. So now, anyone who's new to Formula 2, hello. It's now the feature race. It's 20 laps around here, of course. So it's 20 laps around here, and of course there is a mandatory pit stop. However, they're going to have to do a pit stop anyway because they're on wet tires. Let's go through the grid. Then this movement is Love and Life there. He as moving can't believe what he has done. Then he has won his first race of his career in a brilliant start as well for the feature, for the sprint. Now we're going on to the feature, and it is Toy Corn who's got 2 points for pole position. He is on row 1. Also is Gurman who's second position, and Vester is not on row 1, which I think I said in the sprint. R2B is in third position, Mushroom in 4th. 5th position is our latest race winner in Formula 2, Moomin. Can he repeat the feat in this feature race? Kaidal, who had a nightmare sprint, hopefully he can have a good feature in 6th position there. 7th position is Farf with Jitter in 8th. 9th is Vessier. 10th is Knowlesy. Martin in 11th position. Camaro is in 12th. Crustier T in 13th. Swanshanks in 14th. Mr. Rage and Bull had a great race, great comeback race last time out there. Finished in 15th position there. Cars in 16th. Reflection 17th. Vintage in 18th. Dopey Lemons in 19th position in the Tayo Poor Chair card. I need more Prime every time I race. I think laugh out loud is I wonder what flavour you had, Movement. I must say I've never had Prime, mainly because unfortunately I cannot justify spending. I think it was like a £5 at my local Tesco's, and I was like, I think I'll have the Coca-Cola instead. But I'll be interested in what Movement has been drinking then in terms of the Prime. Toy Coin, pole position. It is a good opportunity for Toy Coin and RTB to shrink the gap between themselves and Troy, who is not here this week. So it's a good opportunity now for Toy Coin as he lines up on the grid. preparing himself for the start of this race. And it's a wet race there. That means I think we're guaranteed to stop. The wet tyres are not going to be able to get to the end, not going to be able to get 20 laps. I think the challenge is if this rain continues, they're going to try and get this wet tyres through to lap 10 and split the race up in half. But that is going to be a difficult challenge in of its own right. Strawberry and watermelon though is £2 the co-op or £2.50. To be honest, I don't think we even have a co-op in Gloucester anymore. 5 lights are on then, as you can see Martin's a bit skew-whiff in his pit button, his grid box, but we're lights out and it's go. And we've already got position changes. A terrible start for Swanshanks, dropped right down to the back of the field. And who's that? That's I think that was that Serious Russia went to the back of one of the cars in front of him there. I don't think it's any damage as such there, but I think Serious Russia there flying into one there, but they're all going through. They're all safe by the looks of things there. So tippy-toeing around this opening stages there. Vestier, remember this is where it went a bit wrong for Vestier on the sprint race, but it seems to be okay. Kaidal down one position there. Farfus up 2 positions there, flying through the field there. Who is that off? That's Kaidal and scampering off onto the grass there. And Jitter is on the inside of Vestier. Vestier is on the outside of Skyflot there. And Kaidal is really struggling there for traction and pace there through Skyflot. Jitter's having a look then, and it is getting very precarious here in the later stage of this race. It's very difficult to have one F2 car around there, let alone 2. Incredible driving there. And look, Kaidal is once again staking. They're all staking. They're trying to get on the power as delicately as possible. Vestier then is going to be losing out this drag race to Kaidal, but I think he's won the drag race between himself and Jitter. Whoa, Jitter having a look then. Farfus got a 3-second penalty for cutting the corner. Jitter is almost forcing Vestier off the rope then. Yellow flag then, and who is that off the circuit then? That is so it's Martin off the circuit, down to the back of the field then. Moomin and Farfus is fighting for 6th and 5th position there. Farfus now up in 5th, but he has a 3-second penalty already in this race. That one completed 9/10 of a second. Toy Coin is almost out of DRS range already. No DRS range at this moment in time now, of course, because it is classed as a wet track at the moment there. And I would say no ship, Sherlock. Goodness me. As I said ship, by the way. But Jinner there in the 9th position now with Mr. Rage and Bull now up into 5th, now up into 10th position, 5 positions improvement. Dopey Lemon 4 points there, 4 position improvement, whilst Farfus improved by 2 positions as well. Out of turn number 3, I think that was that. Gap at the front, and then German cannot keep up with Toy Coin's pace at the moment there in 2nd position there. So very good stuff indeed. So 3rd is R2B, Serious Smash in 4th, Farf in 5th, Moving in 6th, Kaidal in 7th position there. Dopey Lemons has just passed Crustier T through Skyflock as well. Great manoeuvre there. At the moment, my Deltas are a bit skew-whiff, but Moomin, of course, the winner of the sprint race, currently all over the back of Farf. Farf, who has pace in these Formula 2 cars, but he has a 3-second penalty. He's all over the back of Mushroom at the moment. Mushroom is hanging on to the coattails now of R2B in 3rd. R2B, though, is 2.5 seconds away from German as the front 2 have scampered off into the distance here. Knowlesy having a look there, but Mr. Raging Bull slams the door shut on Knowlesy's toes there into 11 and 12 here. Whoa, and goodness gracious me, if anyone ever wants the old Renault Megane advert, that is certainly what Mr. Raging Bull was doing there, as he was shaking. He was shaking that thing from left to right there, but I don't think he wants to do that here in Zandvoort today. He wants to make sure he has a stable rear posterior. But unfortunately, now I think he's going to have a sinking feeling because those he's having a look there. No DRS, of course, as the track has been deemed as wet then. So Mr. Raging Bull keeps that 10th position. That is at the moment a point now. The top 10 do score points in the feature. They don't. Only the top 8 scores the points in the sprint, of course. So on board with Farf now. Toy Coin 1.5 seconds in front of German, who is a further just about 3 seconds in front of, give or take, in front of R2B at the moment. Magnificent stuff indeed. Over the brow of the hill, then, so you don't flick it into the very fast Skyflock. I love that corner. I love the corner, don't you? I love the corner as well. It's a very difficult corner to get right there. In these wet conditions, it's very difficult. On board Knowlesy, that, of course, with the Alpine-inspired crash. I would take the little curve there. Knowlesy is in the Logan Sojourn. I keep saying that again. The Sergeant car, but Mr. Raging Bull struggling to follow the, trying to get to the hit the apex of the curves there at the corners there. Unfortunately, however, we'll see if that's going to be detriment to him later on. But Mr. Raging Bull struggling with the pace at the moment. He's almost just a second away from Jitter. Lap 3 out of 20, and this, of course, this is not a sprint. Of course, the race, earlier on was a sprint, but this is a feature race at 20 laps and only 5 laps longer, which is going to be crucial in this race, I think. And the question is how are you going to be able to look after your tyres? It's certainly going to be on a lot of drivers' mind then, and I'd love to know what the percentage of tyre wear is already out here. We don't really mention tyre wear in a wet race then, but the Formula 2 cars, these weather conditions are not wet enough for the wet tyres, which means that we would, in the Formula 1 world, we'd be on the green mark intermediate tyres, but in Formula 2 there's no intermediate tyres, which means that of course, that the wet tyres have not got enough water to cool themselves down, and they start to shred here. So Farf and Co is going to have to really start to get their tyre management hats on in the not too distant future. But Farf is still very much mirroring at Cirrus Mushroom in 4th and 5th position there. Moomin is now dropping back. He's a second behind now, and that's allowed Kaidal and Vessier to catch up to the back of the gearbox of the Virtuosi car. Gap at the front is actually stable. Well, it's not stabilised. German is now starting to really eat into that lead of Toy Coin, and as we're only on lap 5. Camaro is off. He's off there, and that is turn 8, I think it is, and he perils around there. But I don't think the Trident has got any damage. Trident started so well this season, didn't they? Of course, I think it was courtesy of Lucifer, who just randomly up and left one day, unfortunately. But so that's why the Trident car is open, and Camera Racer trying to stabilise that team at the moment, then, which is in a bit of peril. But Camera Racer, an experienced driver, certainly the driver to do that. Swan Shanks is down into 17th position because Crustier T is up into 16th then. Great driving there from both, but Swan Shanks having a sniff on the inside there. Swan Shanks having a look there. Goodness gracious me, but Swan Shanks thinks better of it. Farf has dropped back here, hasn't he? Now Moomin, though, is going to be a bit concerned by Kaidal, but it looks like Farf has dropped back there. I'm not sure if Farf's made a mistake or is he trying to cool those wets down. This is very much a thinking driver's race, this one is, isn't it, here tonight? So if they maybe going or maybe putting your foot to the metal flat out, pedal to the metal flat out is probably not the best way to do this race there, as Moomin getting very close to the grass verge there, and he's on the grass there. I remember George Russell had an almighty moment there, didn't he, in the actual Dutch Grand Prix a few weeks ago. Kaidal then, Moomin almost did a similar thing, didn't he? But he's in 6th position still, but he is now very much driving with his wing mirrors. Kaidal's off the circuit now. I'm wondering then if he got caught out by Moomin's position of the car. He is down in 9th and he has lost 2 positions. Now that is crucial, but he's trying to get back past Jitter as quickly as possible. Kaidal is there, so side by side then. But Jitter's had a better exit out of turn 10, then going into 11 and 12, and the chicane is very narrow here at the best of times there. But Kaidal's trying to hang it on the outside. He has got just about a car's width there. And Jitter there getting a bit squirrely on the old rear. And Kaidal's now got the outside for 13 and 14, which is not ideal. And Jitter gets the position. Great manoeuvre there from Jitter. Yellow flag in the background, and Crustier T. Oh, and that's Martin and Crustier T up there, and a severe collision with Crustier T and Martin, and that is not looking good, is it? Of course, I'm wondering if one of the drivers have misjudged their braking point there. But it's easy to do in these conditions there, but that 5-second penalty usually means that you had a lot more pace and it went to the back of the car. As German's taken the lead, Toy Coin has lost the lead there. Unbeknownst to me, Toy Coin there had a second advantage, but he has now lost the lead, and German takes the lead. This is not good there for Toy Coin. He needed maximum points today there to keep the Formula 2 championship. Very much in wraps, and Toy Coin out of Crustier T out of the race then, unfortunately, on his return. So a nightmare feature race there for Crustier T. Martin has just about continued in 18th position, but I'm wondering if he's got damage. We didn't see what happened there, so we'll keep our judgment to one side for the moment. Has German got the pace to now stretch away from Toy Coin? Look at this battle here, which is Moomin, Vessier, Jinner, Kaidal, and now Mr. Racing 4 and Nosey has caught up to this crocodile here. And Moomin is very much the cork in the bottle. Of course, he has got no obligation there to jump out of anyone's way, has he, Moomin? But I think that they're going to be very frustrated behind him. And just behind Nosey, you see the flash of the Prima car of Kaz. Well, you wouldn't have known it's a Prima car, though, would you? Because it's a Red Bull livery Prima car out of the final turn once again in lap 7. No one's coming to the pits just yet. If you come to the pits early, then you're going to... As Gurman is retaking the lead then, or has it? No, Toy Coin's retaking the lead. There's going to go into free, and into free now. All contact then. Toy Coin's gone high, Gurman's gone low. The battle for the lead then. Toy Coin just didn't have the personal traction. He is still alongside Gurman, and look at us on board now with Toy Coin. They're going wheel to wheel. Magnificent stuff indeed. Howard, that's incredible. And he's going to be on the inside of Skyflop, but Gurman just about keeps the position. Wow, I thought that for purposes, intents and purposes, I don't think that's the right word, wording, but we'll go with that. I thought that Toy Coin had that position, won back on the inside of the Skyflock, but that really wasn't the case at all. Gurman hung it out there, and kept the position there. Great battling between both drivers there. I'm wondering if Toy Coin has cooled his tyres down now and is trying to come back at Gurman. This is the battle for the lead here in the Dutch Grand Prix. If Dutch Formula 2 feature race there. In the background is R2B, all on his load 7 at the moment. They're 3.5 seconds away from this battle. But if they start to battle quite furiously here, they've lost a bit of time on this lap. If they start to battle furiously here, then R2B is very much the facility to strike. And Mushroom's only 4 seconds away from this battle as well. Keep an eye on that one. Out of the final turn. Firefire is also a second back then. So it is very much all very condensed at the moment. As Gurman there trying to break the slipstream then, as we go into Tarzan there, as out of the final turn then, out of the final turn, Vessier still cannot get past that movement at the moment. Martin has also left the session as well. Then those two drivers were the drivers involved in the incident down in turn 11. Then into the pits comes Knowlesy now, of course, in the red 5, Carling car. Then he's out of the pits now. That's a very sluggish getaway there for Knowlesy. He's teleported off out of the pit lane. I'm not sure if that is legal or not. There, I think that Knowlesy has his phone box from Doctor Who. Kaz is stuck in the pits. Now he's out of the pits. And that's a shocking. He's there. I was going to say that was a shocking pit stop there from Kaz. So Knowlesy and Kaz are going for a major undercut here, and these wet tires, anyone that's in front of him now, so Knowlesy is going to have a lot better grip then. He may suffer towards the end then, but if he can be able to control the tire wear on the second set of wet tires, then maybe Knowlesy might reap the benefits then. So remember where Knowlesy was when he came to the pits? I can't. I'm sure he's 11th actually, wasn't he? There, just behind Mr. Raging Bull. He was quite close to the back of Mr. Raging Bull, wasn't he? As was Knowlesy then. So now he is going to be very much on the cusp. So Martin out of the race and Cresta T out of the race as well. Only 2 retirements in this race so far. We're on lap 8 then. Rain has not abated just yet. Kaidal and Jinner. Jinner has scampered off the circuit there and has lost 2 positions there because Mr. Rage has passed as well. I wonder if Jinner was having a sniff into the 11 and 12 chicane. Unfortunately, wasn't able to win it there, was he? Gurman still leading the way though, just about there for Toy Coin, and now into the pits. Who's that? That's Farf in the pits, moving in the pits as well. I think that Jinner was going to come in the pits, but realised his teammate was in the pits moving, so he had to stay out. Of course, same with Formula 1 then. There's only one pit garage per team, then Farf in the ART car of the pits now. Same with Moomin now. And where is Knowlesy? I hear you ask, and here he is. And let's see how much time he's made up then. Farf and Moomin just come out of the pits now. Remember how far behind they were then. Look at that. Knowlesy is going to be almost in front. Look at that. He's gained almost, I would say, at this moment in time. If they all was in the pit, Knowlesy would be in front of that crocodile. He'll be in about the place where Moomin was, which I think was where Vessier is now. Oh, is that Knowlesy on the outside there? But Swanshanks is not waving him through then. Of course, they are racing here. They're on different strategies there. But it's just I say that Swanshanks does get out of the way as a big Swanshanks. So this is not his race. So Knowlesy and Moomin are very much on the case now. So this is going to trigger undercuts, isn't it? Surely these pit stops in Formula 2 are a lot slower. It's one mechanic per tyre. So not very quick pit stops here. Kaidal is now defending from Mr. Raging Bull. Toy Coin is pushing Gurman out of turn 13 and 14 as well. Can Gurman get a win for the Charusa Racing System. And they're going to come in the pits. German is coming in the pits, and so Toy Coin has stayed out on lap 10 here. So German in the pits. I think that German's got a 5-second penalty. Oh no, that is disappointing for German. Mushroom in the pits as well. Vestier stayed out. So let's take a look. So where are they going to come out then? Vestier, we're going to keep an eye on. No, Vestier stayed out. Apologies. So German's in the pits now. That's a 5-second penalty for Jenner as well. Oh no, that's a major mistake then. I know, just got Reflection staying out. Where is Moomin? I hear you ask that. Here he comes then. So the first driver out of the pits was German, and he did have quite an advantage. Let's see where Moomin is, and he's just got past. And who's that they call the pits? That's Serious Mushroom. So Serious Mushroom defending beautifully well. Far force out in the pits well. So Moomin has not gained a track advantage there, but Knowles he certainly has. Look who he's in front of now. He's in front of Jinner. I think that no one else came in the pits, did they? Camera coming out of the pits as well. Toy Coin got 11 seconds over Vestier then with Mr. Rage and Kaidal. So these drivers are going to lose position now. However, they will have fresher tyres towards the end of this one, which is going to be, I think it's going to be a very much a final couple of laps. The final stage of this race is where it's going to be won and lost now, I think. Martin back in the session. Great to see him back in the session now. He has not pitted yet. The AI hasn't pitted him either, which I think is good from Martin's point of view. We'll soon find out. But Martin probably needs a safety car. Farf all over the back of Vintage here. Farf trying to go on the inside of Vintage. He takes Vintage. I'm in denied position. That's very much that's the difference between new and old wet tyres. At the moment there, Serious Mushroom has lost 3 seconds in the pit window between himself and Farf. Into the pits comes our race leader. There he is, and so he's slowing down now. What about Vestier? So we're halfway through this race now. So this is probably the best time to pit then with these wet tyres. And so this to me tells me that there is not going to be any the rain is not going to abate then. Kaidal has stayed out now. I'm wondering if Kaidal is goal hanging then for a pit for a safety car, which I must say is quite clever around here. It's an old school circuit and you can go off in a big way, especially at corners like Skyflock. Out of the pits now comes Toy Coin then, who's in second position, and German has taken the lead then, or taken second position. R2B is in fourth position, Farf is in fifth, Mushroom in sixth, Moomin seventh, Knowles in eighth position now. Knowles is the earliest driver to pit then. Jinner is going to be in front of Vestier. He is in front of Vestier now. Mr. Raging Bull is now behind, but he's crucially in front of Swanshanks and co. There they come out in the background. Dopey Lemon's in 14th as well. It's going to be a very condensed race, this one is. Nosey then has jumped Jinner, Vestier and Mr. Rage in this one. At the very least, and also I think he's going to be in front of Kaidal as well. So Nosey coming into the pits first and is reaping the benefits now. But let's see how it transpires. We got 3 drivers of pounds now. Jinner, German and Farf. Farf for a 3-second penalty. Jinner with a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. He can serve that. Excuse me. He can serve that if he comes to the pits, and so can German if we have another pit window. However, Farf can't, and he's got a 3-second penalty. He's carrying that until the end of the race now, so that's unfortunate for Farf. He got on the opening lap as well, and Farf got very aggressive on the opening stage of this one. As we now got Knowlesy and Moomin there, round 2. We had these drivers battle in the sprint race. Of course, Moomin won the sprint race just a moment or two ago. Well, I'd say more than a moment or two ago now. Kaz has passed Swanshanks. Kaz is onto the gravel there, unfortunately, and look at that then, is we now got Dopey Lemons there as Kaz has come up there, and Dopey Lemons has got past both cars. Swanshanks looked at it, I think was looking a bit unsure about where Kaz was going to come on there, and that cost him. Kaidal in the pits now, he's now out of the pits, and there he goes. And you can see we had a pit board there. The Formula 2 and Formula 1 still use pit boards, don't they? Nothing like old school technology, eh? Of course, you can never count on those radios. Can't use anything, especially as we might have radio interference. Is Kaidal going to come out in front of Dopey Lemons? This is crucial in this one because Kaidal is going to have a lot of younger tyres, but Dopey on the inside, outside, now inside there, and having to position. That is not good news at all for Kaidal. He was hoping to use these fresh wet tyres to really put a spurt on. Oh, it almost off the circuit there. That's not ideal at all. Swanshanks out of the pit lane now. German there with one lap extra on the wet tyres. I think in this race, this is very much going to be a fight to the finish now, and a tyre wear is going to be crucial, even with a 1 lap difference there. Knowlesy is all over the back of Moomin here like a bad suit then. And now here comes Knowlesy then. No DRS in his wet work in this, and no, not quite. He's too far back at the moment. They're down into 11 and 12. German leads by half a second from Toy Coin. 5.5 seconds back from the top two is R2 Beat in third position there. Farfet's now in fourth in front of Cirrus Mushroom, with Mushroom in fifth, with Moomin in sixth, and Nosey in seventh. Toy Coin set the fast half the race. Jinner in eighth, Vester in ninth, Mr. Rage and Ball in 10th position. Dopey Lemons in 11th, Kaz is down into 12th there. 13th is Kydal, Vintage in 14th, Reflections 15th, with Camera 16th, Martin 17th, Swan Shanks in 18th, one retirement, which is Crusher T out of the race there after an incident down into the chicane. Mr. Rage and Ball passes Vessia up into 9th position, and Vessia dropped down to 10th position in the high tech now then. So good overtake there from Mr. Rage and Ball. Brilliant stuff indeed then. So now he is up into 9th position. His next target is Jinner. He doesn't need to overtake Jinner, does he, Mr. Rage and Ball? Because Jinner has a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. However, I think that Mr. Rage and Ball is going to want to use those fresher, wetter tyres here. They're probably not wetter to be honest, but those fresher tyres there to really put a spurt on now, to put his toe down and get himself going. And I keep catching this cable on me underboob there, goodness me. We got Toy Coin has now dropped off to the back of German. That was just like that. German leads this way at the moment there. He does have that penalty there, which I think is Toy Coin is not going to be too worried, is he, down there? Because as long as he doesn't get outside that 5-second window of German, should be all safe and sound. As pillars in the comment section, Sean Fong. As yes indeed, I think is he a touring car driver, wasn't he? I think Sean Fong was. As I was having a whinge the other day, as there is no famous drivers with the name Sean, but Pillars found one, Sean Fong. I think he was from China, so very good stuff indeed. I think he's a touring. I think he was some kind of touring car driver, or something like that. I need to Wikipedia that, really, don't I? I thought I seen the safety car come up there. Half a second the gap between Toy Coin and German. As I said, Toy Coin does not need to overtake. German to win this race, and this is crucial as well in this one, of course, because Toy Coin wants to really shrink the gap to himself with the Formula 2 Championship leader, which is Troy at the moment. Now Knowlesy hasn't got past movement, and I'm wondering if those tyres are starting to suffer ever so slightly. Knowlesy was the first driver to come to pits, along with Kaz, who's now in front of Kydal. Goodness me. He is indeed very, very much Pillars. I must admit, I was like, is he a touring car driver? I can't remember, to be honest. But I do know he was from China. I'm very good, my good sir. I hope you're well indeed then. Of course, Pillars is Jinners off the circuit there, and having a spin. And now Mr. Raging Bull is going to be all over the back now of the Virtuosi car. So Jinner house spins there, and who's that gone? Toy Coin has left the session. Toy Coin has left the session here. Goodness me, Knowlesy's left the session. Oh no, have I left the session? Oh dear. Maybe. So Knowlesy is not in the session there. Toy Coin is not in the session either. This is crucial in this race. I think I may have left the session, or I may not have been. But yes, I'm good, Pillars. I hope you're well indeed. Of course, Pillars was meant to be driving the Red Bull car, wasn't he, for gold? But unfortunately, Pillars, who plays in goal, unfortunately has done a very nasty injury with his arm there, and I think the X-ray was quite. It looks like, I think it's a break then, but I don't know X-rays. I'm not sure if it was a fracture or a break, but let's just say it's not connected where it should be connected anymore. Right, I'm not sure. Well, am I still in the same session as everyone else? So we're just in Toy Coin and Knowlesy leave then, but everyone else is still in this session then. So hopefully they're still in this session then. I am waiting, unless I'm now commentating on something that's not real, which is never good. Serious Rush has dropped down now into 6th position. I'm not sure if there's an issue there for Serious Rush. I'm moving now to 5th position. Good stuff indeed then for moving in as we're over at Skyflot then. So German now leading this way then. Look, Toy Coin is losing time hand over fist then, and this is absolutely crucial in Formula 2. If this is what we're watching, if I haven't left the session, then this is nightmare indeed then. It was a break then, unfortunately for Pillars. It looked nasty, to be honest. Oh gosh. Not good at all. Really, that's the reason. To be honest, that's the main reason why I don't play in goal anymore. I'm a bit too fragile to play in goal now, mainly because when I dive, my when I dive, my belly usually knocks my belly and man boots usually knock me out, which is why I don't go in goal anymore. And also because the fact is, I love eating, and unfortunately, if I do eat, it's kind of detriment. It's kind of good and kind of detriment as well, then, because of course I'm not very nimble and all that kind of stuff. But I do take up more of the goal, though. However, that's probably, but unfortunately, as much as I do eat, I don't think I'll be able to take up the whole of the goal. As all kinds of shenanigans going on now, as Vestier leads for some reason. I'm not sure how that's happened there. Knowlesy is in the pits then. Knowlesy is in the pits and then just out on board with Gurman, and Knowlesy has come in the pits, and so his AI has had enough, and as he comes out of the pits now, Vestier is not leading this race, and he is having a nightmare race down in I don't know where he is, to be honest. I think he's in the mid-range of the points at the moment, but I don't think I got the wrong. Hang on, let me have a look. Lap 17. So I think I'm still in this race. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's see what's going on. Hang on. Let me go back. Can you invite the party, Sean? Yes, I can. How do I do that? I think that we got someone, some drivers are not are missing. I think, and there they are. I think. Okay. I just want to invite the party. Okay. How do I invite the party? Shocking stuff indeed. I'm sure that I need to invite Toy Coin, don't I? Hang on a minute. You can tell I don't do this a lot. Shocking stuff indeed. Right here. Pressure. See, look. So I thought it was that then. To be honest, I thought that I press on that, and then yeah, and then I invite everyone. But obviously that's not happening at the moment, is it? I don't think. You see, I don't know this PlayStation 5 malarkey and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, I thought you just invite the game and then jobs are good then. But maybe unless there's another party I got to invite, I do not know. Right, anyway, whereas I think I'm still in this one. Mover's got a 3-second penalty at the moment. Now Vessier, lap 18. Vessier is not leading. It is Gurman who's leading. Hello, Alex.
Race is cancelled. It will take results from the feature race from lap 14 or 13, whenever it was before we started leaving. I don't know if the stream can hear me, but yeah, if you can just reiterate that as well, and then that'll be it. Obviously, sprint race is fine. Everything's fine up until lap 13 in the feature, and then we'll just take the result from the end of the feature, end of lap 13 on the feature.
Thank you very much, then. Yeah, so just to reiterate, the race ended on lap 13 of this Formula 2 sprint race then. So let me give you the final classification. So unfortunately, because of the issues that we have had in the feature race, then that is it, done and dusted. Let me just find lap 13, and it was like this then. So on lap 13 then we had Gurman leading the race then with Toy Coin in second, but Toy Coin will have won that race then because Gurman had a 5-second penalty. So Gurman finished second, R2 Beat finished third, Far finished fourth, Serious Mushroom in fifth with Moomin in sixth, Knowlesy was seventh, Jinner had a 5-second penalty, which means that it was Mr. Rage in 8th, Vessier in 9th, 10th position was Jinner, Dopey Lemons 11th, 12th was Kaz, 13th Kaital, Vintage in 14th, Reflections 15th, Camaro 16th, Martin 17th, and Swanshanks in 18th position. Now, Crust Your Tea is in 19th position now. That is out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately, as well. So that is the end of the Formula 2 race, unfortunately, which is a bit of a damn squid, really, isn't it? Because that was a great race up to that point where it all started to get a bit peaked on, so that's disappointing then. But congratulations there to Toy Coin, who won this feature race, and is now of course reduced the arrears between himself and Troy. So good stuff indeed. Then really good stuff, and with German in second and R2 Beat completing the top three. So that is that then, and that's a bit of a shame really, because I was enjoying that. It finished then, yeah. Moomin is saying yes, it has finished there, so that's disappointing, isn't there? So yeah, I was quite enjoying that, but oh dear, rightio then. Well, that's it then. Oh, are we getting the interviews in, Alexander?
Yeah, we can do. Who was it?
It was Toy Coin who won the race with German in second and R2 Beat in third position, my good sir.
Yeah, let me try and invite him if it lets me.
Whilst Alex is doing that, then let's quickly give you a cheeky old plug then for next week's events in ALR. Of course, we're going to Singapore next week, aren't we? Which I am very much looking forward to. Of course, we do not have. They have taken out 4 turns, haven't they? So now Singapore is they go straight through to the Ferris wheel kind of thing, don't they? And it is 10 seconds a lap quicker. Alex said on the bronze stream last night. Is it still the longest race of the season? Is my query. I'm not too sure, to be honest. We'll find out on Sunday. Of course, so that is gold, silver, and bronze. It is going to Singapore next Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Of course, then Formula 2 will be back in action with hopefully a full feature race then, and that will be in Italy. Of course, the Temple of Speed then, Formula 2 will then catch up with the Formula 1 calendar, as of course we'll be racing on the week where we have a break then. Giving my AI the task of driving with hards on wets, laugh out loud movement, and saying thank you guys on my sprint window. Appreciate it. It's certainly all you, Moomin. We didn't do anything. It was all you driving superbly well in a brilliant in a very brilliant sprint race win as well. So Moomin, that was your first win of your career in Formula 2. Well, and your career of ALR as well. Fantastic stuff indeed. With, of course, it was Toy Coin who won tonight's feature race as well, which means he has reduced the arrears between himself and Troy in the Formula 2 Championship. R2B only finishing third today. Well, I say only finishing third, so at least he is very much hanging on to the coattails then. But R2B would have liked to have got second position, but that was held by German with a great second position today. Hopefully he's got rid of the technical gremlins that German, which has marred German's season so far. So unfortunately the sprint race has been cancelled after technical problems there, and we've had to stop the race on lap 13 then. Just to reiterate the final classification then for the Formula 2 race, which is like this then. It is then on lap 13 was Toy Coin winning the Formula 2 race then. Second position was Jinner, third was R2B, fourth and fourth, Serious Motion fifth, Moomin sixth, Knowlesy seventh, it was 8th for Mr. Rage, 9th for Fessier, and 10th for Jinner then. I don't think anyone wants to speak to me then, which I'm not surprised by. Oh, goodness me, and we do have somebody who wants to speak to me as Farfish, just invite them into the chat. 11th position is Dopey Lemons. 12th position is Kaz, 13th is Kaitao, 14th is Vintage, 15th is Reflections, Camera 16th, Martin 17th, and Swan Shanks in 18th position there. Whew, that was a good race. That Crusher T out of the race there. And I think Crusher T has admitted fault to the incident between himself and Martin there, as unfortunately they came to blows down in the chicane as well. And I've actually got in the party now. R2 Beat then. R2 Beat then. A bit of a odd end to the race here tonight, but I'm sure you're going to be overjoyed with that third position there.
Yeah, I binned my my second place, put it in the wall on the traction out of the turn 3 or 4, I believe. But I'm just reading back. What are the results now? Because I really don't know.
Oh, that's
Toinkon
you
finished
finished
first.
third, my good man. So
Yeah, nice.
anything happened after lap 13 is not
Ah,
canon
okay.
now. It doesn't happen. So yes, you finished third today. I was mentioning in the broadcast as well about you reducing the arrears on Troy. Of course, you did take 15 points out of Troy in the feature race. I can't remember how much you took out in the sprint race. That's the problem. I'm two races in one night. But
8.
good stuff. And so taking 8 points as well. So you've reduced the arrears ever so slightly there between yourself and Troy, but it's still a mammoth task, you think, now to challenge him for the championship.
Yeah, that's going to be very hard. Yeah. If he's not going to be there for multiple races, I have a chance, I believe. But yeah, otherwise it's not go. I'm not going to make that. And um, I'm more in a battle with Toincoin, who was way faster than me today. So congratulations to him.
And how was the conditions out there? Because we had a very unseasoned wet running in Zandvoort there. I think we should have kept it on the actual Formula One calendar, shouldn't we, in line with it? Because it was absolutely appalling conditions out there. In the sprint race, then it did dry up halfway through, and of course there was a difficult choice then to go onto the softs or the hard tires. Then tell us about your decision.
Yeah, I was doubting like softs, hards, and then I was like, yeah, if the feature race is dry, you never know with EA and the weather predictions. So I was like, I will pick the hards just to be sure I don't have worn out softs for the feature race. Otherwise, you're throwing away a lot of points. That's why my decisions was for hards, and I think it was a good choice.
And then
But
for
in the
the
end, yeah, we had full rain in the feature race, so yeah, in the end, the softs were the better choice, but it didn't really make a difference, I think, in the end result for me.
And yeah, you did mention about four wets in the feature race as well. But what did you make of that? Because how difficult was it? Because we've heard in the past in Formula Two where the wet tires just get burned out so quickly. So what was your challenge there? Was it to make it to lap 10 and then try and get to lap 20? What was your thinking behind your strategy in the feature?
Yeah, I was like, just keep the tires alive because if you push too much, you lose the other lap. You're losing a second just because they're overheating. So you need to find a balance in your pace. And yeah, I was struggling a bit in the beginning, and then I came in the rhythm. And luckily, we didn't have any safety cars. So yeah, I had a bit of a lonely race, but yeah, it was good. It was hard enough for me to keep it on track. So.
You'd rather have a boring racer, wouldn't you, rather than an actual pack racer get no points? Really well
Sorry,
done
did you
today.
ask?
No, no, no worries. That's right. I was just making a statement. Anyway, well done today, RGB. Fantastic stuff. A brilliant day on your podium, and of course, getting some decent points in both races as well. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. How are you feeling going into Italy in a week's time?
Yeah, looking forward to it. I like driving the Formula 2 cars, so let's see what that will bring us.
And I love watching you master these cars as well. Fantastic stuff today, RTB. Really good job to get on the podium. German, a super sub tonight, and goodness gracious me, you was flying, but there was one problem, and that was the going to the pits for that 5 second penalty then, which potentially has cost you the race win then, as you finish second today.
It's P1 in my book, to be honest. But yeah, it's just one of them. The car just won't slow down, so it happens. I'm not used to these cars, so to do like be up there in like 10 minutes practice is all right.
Yeah, I think so. We're going to take the results from lap 13, I think, because we had
Yeah, I
so.
know you are, but like I felt like I won it, but it's all right. It happens. It's bullshit. It
Uh,
goes.
but
That's the way it
um,
goes.
uh, but apart from that, yeah, that 5 second penalty, you was absolutely flying out there in both the sprint and the feature race then as well. How difficult was it then to master those conditions? Then, because we normally see you racing in gold on Sunday, and when it does have a wet race, we normally see the intermediate tires. But how difficult is it to go straight from the wets to the dry tires?
I wasn't difficult. Oh, I'd much rather be on the drive than the wet, so I just had no grip out there. But I think it's the same for everyone. I nearly spun a few times. But yeah, just getting used to the cars and that's so different. I kept braking where I would do in gold, and I nearly hit nosy. So yeah, it's just getting used to it.
And of course, your the gold race is coming up on Sunday as well in Singapore. I mentioned in the comments box about the technical gremlins you've been having with the old interwebs and things like that. Now you've got that sorted, then, and of course you've also found some special kind of, I say some special sauce since Hungary. You are very much on the up and up then, going into Singapore. How are you feeling for the gold race on Sunday? Do you think you're in it to win it?
Oh, definitely for sure. Like, I don't know what it is since Hungary, but I just found so much pace. I think it's because I've practiced a lot more. I didn't really play the game that much before, so yeah, Singapore's hard to overtake, so you've got to get a good qualifying in, and got pole in my last but the last race I could actually do. So yeah, I feel confident at the moment. So let's see what happens.
And tell us about the difference between the Formula One and the Formula Two machines. Then, they both got four wheels. They both look fast. Tell us what's the difference.
One feels fast and one doesn't. Just no grip. No, the brake is so much longer. It's hard to put the power down, and if you like put too much throttle in, it can spin easy. So I think it's so much different. But yeah, I don't mind P2, whatever. It's just a bit of fun for me. So yeah, it was a good night.
Really good stuff indeed. Well done, State German. Superb drive in both the sprint and the feature race. And good luck to you on Sunday as well. And that is going to be it for the Formula 2. Whoops, I've dropped my controller. That's going to be it for Formula 2. We'll be back for gold then on Sunday. I still think it's the longest race of the season, albeit we have lost 10 seconds per lap then. But I still think I'm going to be a sweaty mess anyway. So there we go. That's gold, silver, and bronze in Singapore. Formula 2 will be back in action for the Italian Grand Prix next week. So we'll see you then. But enjoy the rest of your week. I'm hopefully going to be still standing after my wedding. I'm not getting married, luckily, but some poor